The wind within Middle-earth did not howl. It sang. It echoed through the silver glass canopies of trees that reached hundreds of feet into the glowing mist above. Their leaves shimmered like translucent crystal, changing hue with each passing moment, not by weather, but by the mood of the land itself. Here, deep within the earth's inner crust, where sunlight never touched and yet no darkness ever lived, stood the city of Aramu. Not a city of stone or concrete, not a metropolis of machines. Aramu was grown. Walkways hovered weightless over glowing rivers that hummed in harmonic chords. Above, vast caverns curved into domed skies filled with floating lights. Not stars, but sentient orbs, the living recorders of history known as the Its towers bloomed, like flowers carved from pearl. This was the heart of Hollow Earth, a cradle of forgotten knowledge, hidden from surface minds by frequency and time. At the center of Aramu stood the Hall of Voices, a grand temple shaped like a spiral shell, its surface engraved with flowing runes that whispered when touched. It was there that Sanari, the youngest of the Luminarican, came of age. Her blood carried the resonance of the Old Ones, a direct descendant of the Anunnaki, who had chosen to stay behind when the stars called their kin home. She wore no crown, no armor, only a single pendant, a living shard of the heart crystal, pulsing softly against her chest. She had never seen the surface, but she had dreamed of it. Something was changing. In her dreams, the sky was blue, the moon cold and watching, the humans above restless and blind. The Varai had descended for the first time in 7 generations, circling above Aramu in perfect alignment, their light flashing in sync with the ancient rhythm known as the first pulse. From the east plateau glided the Korans, beings of sound, whose voices shaped crystal and stone. And from the sunless reach rode the last of the oracles, their minds tethered to the songlines of earth itself. The elders gathered. From the temple of the deep waters came the gene scribes, cloaked in flowing robes woven from spider silk and memory. They met within the hall and waited in silence as Sanari approached the central platform, a circular pedestal inscribed with 9 concentric rings, each marked with the glyphs of the 9 original houses. Her hands trembled as she placed the shard of the heart crystal into the pedestal's core. The room dimmed. Then a tone, low and ancient, filled the chamber, not heard, but felt, as if the bones of every being in the city remembered it. A voice, both male and female, old and young, spoke not from the pedestal, but from the earth itself. The surface stirs. The veil cracks. The children have begun to sing again. Scenery's eyes filled with light. Visions poured into her mind. A young man on the surface, drawing symbols he did not understand on the walls of his room in New Mexico. A girl in Mongolia humming a tune that matched the frequency of the heart crystal without ever hearing it before. But it's not in any of those things. A shaman in the Andes entering a trance, whispering words in a dead language Ganza opens. The surface world was remembering, and that meant the time of silence was ending. Must we rise? One of the elders asked. Will they not fear us, hunt us, as they did before? They do not know us, Sanari replied, but they know something is missing. She turned, slowly, her voice growing steadier. They've looked for it in machines, in war, in skyward towers and downward screens. It is here, she said, placing her hand over her heart, and it is in them. The pedestal pulsed again. All across Aramu the heart trees lit up, the glowing rivers brightened, the Varai sang, and, from deep within the caverns of Hollow Earth ancient ships, living vessels carved from obsidian and light, stirred for the first time in 10,000 years. The surface world would not see an invasion. It would feel a resonance, a harmonic echo, rising from the inner earth, like a memory, long buried beneath the noise. Aramu was no longer hidden. It was awakening, and the people of Hollow Earth were ready to return, not to conquer, but to complete the song.